Holly was here, she'd make me say the words, I'm gonna call the meeting to order.
I was gonna say, that's kind of a weak gavel.
That was not a good gavel thump.
I don't really like it, but Holly's not here to,
To come you.
to put the hammer down on making me use the right words.
May I take roll?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
All right, Mayor Smith,
Present.
Alder Billiard,
President.
Alder Hill,
Present.
Alder Keane,
Present.
Alder Lancaster, Alder Matheson, Present, Alder Wilson.
Present.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
All right,
Thank
and
you.
Joyce is on the way, she'll just be a couple minutes late. So, who wants to kick things off?
I'll let Jean take it away.
Okay, so I worked on the budget more on Friday. I did get the transfer down for parks a little bit. I went through and redid the salaries. So right now, what we're looking at is the negative 361,032, which is down from 700,000, which is a big difference.
That's huge. That's massive.
We do have some capital improvements in there for parks. One of them was the community roof. One of them was to asphalt the rec center parking lot. So if we take stuff like that out, the transfer would be the negative 187,328.
Okay. So we're, the negative 361 is leaving in.
Yes.
Okay.
It's leaving in all the capital improvements. But if we took them out and said, hey, let's try to hold on till next year for like paving the parking lot and putting on the new community roof.
Don't wait. Oh, that's this building, not the rec. Okay.
Yeah. What else is in there? There is. Ball field resurfacing for $7,000 is in there. An electric upgrade for Jackson. I think that's for the park.
Yeah, that was, we did half the Freedom Fest last year, we were planning on doing the other half this year.
Okay.
Didn't we resurface the ball fields this year?
I believe it was 2 years ago. I had it in the budget for this year, but we didn't.
We didn't end up doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We also have cameras for the parks and a new treadmill in there. So if we need to leave parts of it, we can, is what I'm pretty much trying to say. We can take parts out, put parts in if we want to, but without any capital improvements, that's the 186.
So we can kind of puzzle piece it
Yep.
as needed. Okay.
And we can show you, I can show you more if you want to go through a puzzle piece and we could do that. Right now, that's what we got. The water and sewer is negative 293,640. And there's a positive in general right now because I went through and redid. I also went through and redid park salaries, like me and Wes, 10% of our yearly salary was in there because we do stuff for parks too. I took it out and just put it in general. I went through and cleaned it up. Emily's the only person, I believe, in this building now who has part of her salary allocated to parks. And that's just because she puts all their stuff from rec desk into Tyler for us.
So like an administrative
Right.
role. Okay.
Brenda brings over the receipts and everything, she has to manually enter them all in. But other than that, everybody had a little piece going to the parks and I took them all out.
So what capital do we have in the water sewer right now? I didn't bring my paper, I should.
No, you're fine, you're fine. Water sewer, we have the Meadows, let me see.
That, I mean, I think that has all three of the water towers, right?
It has the 94 lift station. It has 75,000 for sewer improvements. Has a replacement pump for the lift station. It has a B lift station rewire, and the Meadows force main, right? Meadows force main. And then they have some equipment. Right now they have a bush hog. It's being split with water sewer, a mower, a trailer, and a rotary knuckle.
And yes, the water tower maintenance is in there.
That's already in there, okay.
Yep,
I wanted to make sure that we weren't moving that in any way, shape, or
No.
form, because that is a,
It's still in there.
that is a have-to concrete.
We've already come
Yep.
to the money with that
That's
ordinance, so
non-negotiable.
we're well off on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Those are water.
This is
Those-
sewer.
I know, but the water towers need the water.
mhm,
Okay.
but I haven't put in, because I know we're spending it, I
Yeah.
think, so.
Just curious on the salaries for water and sewer, how come there's. Yeah, well, I just had 26.
Did you have more, Rachel, or?
It's okay, I don't know if that's, it's just a different tab, because I had one of the things that you had sent me for 2026, that the salaries were 1.164 for salaries for water and sewer, so.
Yeah, Joyce caught that, and I went back.
Oh, okay.
Redid it.
Sorry.
and, Yeah, that's part of the salaries, I went back and redid, those were Carolyn Gold numbers, and it went down, and I'm
Okay.
like, that doesn't make sense, and then Joyce pointed it out to me, and I was like, you're right, that doesn't, so.
Okay, okay.
That's part of the
Sorry, didn't mean to
redo,
point
I
it,
did.
point it out.
Yep, you're good. I think that's really where that 200,000 came from, because water and sewer was not that bad before. And now, it was like 1.1 something, and now it's 1.5, so I think that's, when I found the salary mistake, I think that's what.
Okay.
But right now, we kinda have to approve something and then amend it later if we have to, but.
Right.
And
And I
like I
know-
said, I have whittled and whittled and whittled on this.
I know we're going kind of in a shotgun pattern here, but parks revenues, can we look at that for 2 seconds?
Yep,
In 24, looks like we ended with the 2.276, and then in 25, 1,587 and change. What happened there?
Wasn't that for
Frankly, you had
the part,
playground
the better
revenues.
together?
Hold on a second, okay. Got one ear picking this up and another ear picking this up.
Playground revenue, there were grants.
The grant.
That helped fund the.
That inflated that 2.2 number?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that we talked about the fact that it was gonna make it look a lot bigger than what it actually was, because it had to come in until it went out.
Okay.
And then we also made a transfer that we were told would be transferred back. And then when it wasn't and we questioned it, that was not the intent. So that probably is another reason that looks elevated.
Okay. And the increase in salaries, that is due to, I know, the upward push of the minimum wage, but as far as personnel from 24 to 25, is that all?
are we
That-
still talking parks?
Yeah.
Because parks for 25 to 26 went down because we've taken down seasonal salaries.
Are we looking at the same thing?
Salaries, it went down
It was at 905.
905 and now it's.
It's 905 for this year.
Yeah, I was looking at the jump from 24 to 25.
Oh, the 24 to 25?
Yeah, well, was that just upward pressure from minimum wage, or did we add personnel from 24 to 25?
Upward pressure is gonna be the main one. And there was increase in seasonal stuff year on year.
Do we have is it in an ordinance that mandates, and again, it is negative numbers is all I'm looking at. It is not a judgment or against any person or their performance. But is there an ordinance that says that all employees will receive the minimum wage differential?
No.
And that's just been a recommendation from the finance department, who is an employee, to do that.
That's
In the
maybe
past.
well, in the past, I'm gonna tell you for the past, my recommendation is to do it to prevent wage comparison. On
Maybe
this
if you
one,
explain the 57,000, it'll make a little more sense.
it's,
About people's merit raises, we
Yeah.
took the merit raise out.
oh, yeah, yeah.
If you explain that a little bit, I think it'll make a little more sense.
Yeah, we did the math on, if we did a minimum wage laddering, you'd have to earn, I think it was 57,500 to get the commensurate increase from a merit raise. So we've taken that out, because you kind of get one thing and you're getting it up front. We just don't have the budget to support two approaches. So we have to strip that out.
I mean, and last year, we also picked up loggers for every, I mean, it's like we just keep
I think the
compounding it.
longest might have been a little bit longer than that. Do you know when the
No,
longest?
we picked up
Was it
the,
last year? Oh, okay.
we picked up paying for that in part of last year's, to help offset, but of course, there was like $1.75 plus
Mm.
percentage last, I mean, it just is compounding, and I don't know how you survive that.
It's difficult. A lot of the push on minimum wage is to offset that affordability crisis, but unfortunately, when you raise wages, it compounds the affordability crisis. The state statute has pushed us into where we have to apply the minimum wage change as well here at the city level. Last year was optional, we were hoping that was the end of it, and then they pushed another one through, so we're kind of bound in. We did a little piece last year, so it means we did a little piece this year instead of a big piece at once. That's somewhat beneficial. I believe in trying to keep the human capital side functional. We have a small team. I don't believe we can afford to run people off, because we won't. Some changes to be mindful of that.
My
I think-
employer doesn't run me off, because all I get is a 3%, and I got an exceptional review. I mean, that's the economy
That's
of
where
the
most
time.
companies are, is you don't
I-
get it just
I
to get it.
fully understand that, but when you're already not market competitive, people notice that stuff.
And
At
most
the end of the day,
of our people are
salaries is
hourly.
you guys who decide, but we're a small town and a big city pond. We can't really afford to keep up with them anyway. The least we can do is try to do something when we need to. But yeah, I quite agree that it comes in any way to say, it's as far as we can go until we grow, until something changes. Totally get it. I see it from both sides. I just see this potential risk when you start compressing wages. It's not just good luck. I've seen that side of the state when I was in Arkansas. It would raise the bottom people up. You've got people there 5-6 years. Suddenly the person on the front end makes the same as somebody there 5-6 years. It's not a good outcome. And then you lose all that count. And they did leave. A lot of people did leave when they did that. So you kind of got to balance it a little bit. I think staff will understand if there's no merit raises available, especially in light of the math and how that breaks the number down. And they're getting it up front instead of waiting until later in the year. We have a pretty motivated workforce, and I really think we have benefit in keeping them that way, best we can.
And to quantify, replacing somebody that's been here 3-4 years and retraining them is not I mean, you can't quantify that for $1.75, you know? It's just the knowledge you're losing, the training you're losing, that's hard to replace.
Gina, since Joyce is here, and Joyce, you probably already know this, but Gina was explaining the difference between the parts, the 361, 032 versus the 187, 328. Gina, you want to just repeat for Joyce what that represents?
So if we take out all the capital improvements for parks, that would be the 187 would be their negative number. Their capital improvements is the community roof, the repaving of the rec center, a new treadmill. There's quite a few things on there. And I can give you the whole list if you want me to, but
Well, and I would say on that,
if we
I
take that
by no
stuff out.
means, I by no means like that, but, I mean, I don't know.
We have a ball field resurfacing, we have maintenance for the parks building of 10,000. We have electric upgrade for Jackson, we did part of it for Freedom Fest last year, we have the other part to do this year. We have a treadmill, we have cameras for the park. And we could pick pieces and leave pieces and take some pieces out and kind of play with that number a little bit, but
I mean, my concern with that is you take it out and the roof starts leaking.
Right.
And it comes before us to approve it, that of course, we gotta get the roof fixed.
right.
And,
Yeah,
And-
wanna
and I
take
think-
out the road.
huh?
I wanna take out the road. It's bad.
And I mean, I think, and I would just challenge all of us on the board, because sometimes it gets easy when you look at budget and we're told, oh, we need this, and I think it was in the budget, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you, anything that comes before me as a budget item this next year, I got about 3 or 4 questions every time I'm gonna ask. Was it in the budget? What line item was it? If it was not in the budget, what are we cutting to do that? And what are we doing to increase revenues to do that?
Yep.
Because we cannot continue the practice of counting a transfer from revenues as income and thinking that we're in the black, and that's the story we've been told for ever since I've been in this seat and a few times when I was sitting out there. And I know that you guys are changing that, and I mean, I told Wes the other day, I know we're not gonna get this to zero in balance, I know we're gonna be negative, because you just can't go from what we've been through, but
Well, it was.
for me, I'm gonna be saying no a whole lot.
Yeah,
That's-
it was
that's
over
fine.
700,000 before, and now it's down to 361. So, I mean, I am whittling away on it.
And I would guess,
if I
and I
could
mean,
say-
that's 361 on parks, that's not total, right?
Right.
So really, total, we are close to 600 in the hole. Just quick math that my
Yeah.
brain's overthought already, because
Now,
I'm
the-
up late.
the board can pass an imperfect budget, and of course, we've talked about, we do need to go down and look at every single thing. That will take time, it won't be something we can do in 2 weeks. I think with some guidance on the board on maybe what priorities are, where you want us to look first would be helpful, but, I mean, at the end of the day, we're somewhat locked in, although we can change it, of course. I think the priority is on making sure that we can continue to operate. Staff are under a functional spending freeze, so I mean, we're not looking at spending a ton of money just because it's passed. We're looking at making sure we just stay on the routine for 6 months while we work on everything else. And hopefully some of the, I've been Mr. Doom and Gloom on the revenue. Hopefully some of this revenue manifests a little better than I'm predicting. I'd rather plan for the worst and then the economy is okay. Then we plan the other way and sunshines and rainbows, and then it's cloudy days. So there are some things in there that could potentially change, they could potentially not. We try to be very honest and conservative with the revenues, which has played a role in some of these negatives. One change, one signal from the economy that all is well, and then I see, and probably we will see better numbers.
I did get an email from Greene County the other day saying real estate taxes would be down this year by at least $3,000, so I don't know. Like, they're predicting that
You just never know.
taxes will come in less.
We do have 2 headwinds in this, obviously, and part of it is just conservative revenue estimates, the other part of it is, oh, look at this, we found some things that need to be fixed, so. I would just encourage you not to expect perfection, even if we had the ability to get close, it would still never be. That's still gonna be something that comes up, that changes, there's still gonna be some questions that need to be asked, why is this an emergency and how are we gonna pay for it? I think those are valid questions and important questions. But at this moment, we kind of need to be able to operate and have direction from the board about what you want to see us to work on first and get whittled down first. And then that can be our focus through however you want to do it. We can do it internally with the occasional work study, or we can do regular work studies, however you prefer. I would discourage you from getting too much further into the weeds, because I've seen how much Gina's put into this, and I think it does represent as close as we can get right now to keep us going. We
I
also
think
took that
Parks has a
transfer
lot
out
of
to
good
keep it
ideas, that
transparent.
if we can implement some of them, and maybe concessions go up a little bit, you know, if we implement some of the stuff, maybe by June we'll see some.
Yeah, we need to work out what the board wants to do as far as what mechanism we want to implement to deal with all of this, as far as, because we're talking about two different boards. You know, we have the Parks Board, we have us, we're obviously the ultimate say, but we have the Parks Board who hopefully soon will be making some recommendations, kind of like planning and zoning. I mean, I think there's a good model there that, you know, whenever things come to us, we say, is planning and zoning approve this? This is what you want? They say yes. Most of the time we say, okay, that's why you're there. Or do we want to start looking at slashing things now, or waiting? Because my thought is this, and you guys just tell me if you agree, disagree. I mean, I'm looking at things like cameras. Do we want to cut cameras, cut rewiring of things versus cutting soccer program? Or, because, I mean, we know that obviously the public supports all the programs, all of them. So do we want to start cutting capital items, the things that we can absolutely do with, or trying to do without,
Here's my
or?
defense in cameras. How many times have we had to do repairs on the park because of,
Single turn.
right, that cameras would potentially stop? Or at least allow us to recoup some of the cost of the repairs, because we would be able to identify who did the vandalism.
Yeah, I'm not saying cameras aren't important, but I'm saying
I mean-
we're obviously in a situation now where we gotta start looking at
Right, no,
something.
I
And is it gonna be
agree.
capital items, programs, a mixture of both?
So,
I mean, obviously, like, you know, Dave said, the roof's important, because
The
we don't
roof's
want any
important.
more damage.
Right.
After the park board meeting, they did have some suggestions for doing concessions or less refs and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yes.
A lot of those suggestions, this same board has made to Jason, and he ignored them.
Well, Jason's not gonna ignore them this year.
Well, no, that's, say, this isn't Jason this or Jason that, we're gonna work on a clearer path with the board.
So Rachel's on the
and
park
Jason.
board now, she understands.
We're gonna talk after this
So-
meeting, me, Jason, Wes, and Rachel, about clarity in messaging between the Parks Board and our board.
I guess I'm just saying, let's hold off on cutting capital projects till we see if they can implement some of the changes that they come up with. Like instead of 2 refs and 2 scoreboard, 1 ref and 1 scoreboard, or, you know, concessions and stuff like that. Before we start cutting, we don't have to do the rec center roof unless something happens right now. We can wait till June. Like, we don't have to do it right away.
How do you guys
So-
wanna, I guess,
so.
how do you guys wanna proceed? Cause I know we all have
just-
different ideas.
Just community, blow up that I've had this week, or this past week. If the community is in support of the programs, the community members that I have talked to are willing to increase participation fees, that
Or even gate fees.
gate fees, concessions go into vending. I mean, I've had several ideas thrown at me. It just feels like that the successful programs are the ones that have been thrown out to cut. So like, swim team is a great thing, and apparently it does well financially. But that's the first thing that we want to cut. We want to kick the senior exercise out when it's a volunteer leader and they set up their own chairs and do their own thing. If we would push or reinforce using the silver sneakers, then there's reimbursements that come to the parks for that. But it's like the successful things are the things that we've had proposed to us that be cut. So I don't know if that process needs to be looked at differently. I know I have asked for program P&L. I know Troy has asked for it, and I don't believe that we ever received it. What programs are a drain on the budget? I'm not telling you what to cut, I'm just asking questions, and I can't get answers.
Yeah, I'd like to know what's revenue, what's cost.
I mean, if you take into consideration, we've gotta do capital improvement to a baseball field every 2-3 years, I don't know what it is, I know we've done it once to one of the fields. That's part of the fees that you collect from.
And a question that was brought to me by somebody in my ward was, what are we doing to utilize the A+ program and the soccer team students that would be willing to help ref and coach?
That's true.
And
Because they need hours.
Yeah, that's actually, I said that.
And I said this, hook up with the baseball or the soccer coach and say, hey, call it part of practice, come ref a game and do a practice afterwards or something, but
How do we line out that communication to make it happen?
We had talked the other night, well, I shouldn't say we, I was a witness, at the Parks Board meeting the other night, and I thought it was a great idea that, those guys had brought up, if we could find like a coordinator, a volunteer coordinator, that could handle all the coordination, because that is a lot of coordinating. You're dealing with high school kids, and you're trying to get schedules together, and then of course, the world being what it is today, 3 people say they're gonna show up, which means one's gonna show up.
Yeah.
They'll show up late.
Late and.
Yeah, they don't show up at all. But I thought, that'd be a great idea, but once again, we run into it's a great idea, but who wants to volunteer 7 hours a week coordinating different things? Sounds great, but do we have people that will actually volunteer for it?
Right.
Since the meeting the other night, have either of you heard from anybody about being a volunteer coordinator?
I mean, one person.
You point at Casey?
No, his wife.
Casey's like, I'm volunteering up.
No.
Vanessa?
Yeah.
I have one stop in my office today,
Oh, really?
volunteer to take on some of that.
That would be a great savings there, and help coordinate with the A+ students, or just the people in the community that want to
Can the
volunteer.
concessions be run similar to how the school concessions run, where it's parents?
Where your parents
doing
were,
the
we
work?
have to do it. I don't know,
That's the other one
that'd leave up to Jason and Wes, but
As a thought,
leaving
and
volunteers
you're
in front of
saving
cash and money.
worker hours for something else.
And
I think what's been communicated to me is that
Yeah.
those haven't worked traditionally in the past. However, with the outpouring of support from the community, perhaps that.
I would prefer an employee be in charge of money.
Well,
It's
yeah, but they can like make the nachos or get
Right.
the
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
one of our people and then one volunteer, if we do that,
It's high school.
in
kids
case
that are
the
in it.
people don't show up.
Exactly.
We still have one
I mean,
person.
Are we
theoretically,
making the nachos
No,
or taking the money?
we already have, it's high school people that we have working. so-
Technically our employees.
But theoretically, you could sell a ticket with it, or you sell your gate ticket and you also buy your
We
food
do
ticket at the
background
gate, drop
checks
off the
on
ticket.
volunteers through the high school, couldn't we do the same thing?
If that's the way you guys wanna go,
I mean,
you
it's
can
not-
certainly overrule me, but that's up to you guys, that's a conversation for another night, I think.
Yeah.
That's
deep dive.
That just might be my skepticism and paranoia when it comes to thievery and
Yeah.
criminality. Cause then ultimately we get left with a handbag of.
I had a brainstorm the other day that, do we talk to legal? I know at one point Holly said, community service is more of a push with the court system. If you get assigned 100 hours and you do it within the city of Willard by mowing grass, that the parks director says he,
I brought that
then,
up.
It's what they do.
but you could have a
Apparently there's a bunch
variety.
of rules, cause I brought that when I first became mayor, that was one of the things I was really interested in was, public service for offenders and our dirty ditches and cleaning up, and Terry, so there's apparently a lot of state statutes and laws regarding how that gets done and who can do it, it's gotta be coordinated through the county.
I think also you kind of offer them up and then they don't always get picked as well, so Holly had mentioned. You know, you might offer some community service, mowing the grass or something, they pick, putting the library books up or something.
But I mean, you know, if it's something that helps the municipality, can you give them you owe 100 hours community service, you can do it for 90 hours if you serve the municipality? Is that an option? I mean, that was my 4 o'clock thought the other morning.
I'll ask Holly on that.
I mean, is that
Terry had a
something?
lot of answers about that, Wes, because I talked to her in depth about it, so you might want to talk to her also. Terry's head of courts.
Oh.
She's the head of our courts, city courts. So. What do you guys want to get accomplished tonight?
I just wanna make you guys comfortable enough to pass the budget, cause something's gotta pass by Monday. So whatever you want me to do, if you want me to look into something, I'll look into something. If you want me to email you something, I'll email you something, but
I mean, I think that ultimately it has to be passed, but I think just as our state reps shared with us the other day, that everybody, all departments, needs to go into this with, we're running a tight budget, if I need to order a dozen paper clips, but I really only need 8, I really only need to order 8. I mean, we just have to go into it with knowing that everybody needs to be
Again,
running a
emphasizing
tight.
everyone and not just one particular.
Right.
So
Well,
anybody,
Not just
citywide,
ours.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
citywide.
That's been a very uniform message, speaking from the staff point of view, that's been a very uniform message coming from the CFO and Wes, that we're buckling our belts, we are slimming down, we are being accountable for our budget. So, no need to worry about the message coming from Wes down to the staff, that's exactly the message that's being given.
anything on Amazon and Staples has to be approved by me anyways. So if they order a box of paper clips, I can say, hey, I have 20 here and take them, have them come get them. So stuff like that, I think we have under control. It's just the bigger stuff that they order from Amazon that I don't really know, do we need it, but
But that's even coming
I
down to
question
planning
whoever
your
it is,
trips.
Trevor, whoever it
So that
is, and
instead
say,
of
hey,
3 trips to back and forth somewhere, we
Can we
make a legend
streamline
of
it
everything
into
that needs to be
one?
done and do it in one trip.
yep,
That's
Agreed.
true. But as far as the message and the messaging, it's been very, very consistent.
Well, I'm just stating it for the public.
Sure,
yeah.
so am I.
Okay.
So
But
for
yeah.
2026, we are on a tight budget, and there's no overspending, et cetera. Yes.
I mean, my goal for tonight is to make sure that we get the budget approved, ultimately.
So, does anybody have any specific or glaring concerns that Gina can address so that we can move forward on the budget?
Well, I would say definitely take the asphalt off the rec center. If we can't work on the roads, then
Right.
the rec center road shouldn't be working on.
And I mean, I have not looked at line item by line item, and again, I don't
I'm
want
only
to
just
be-
looking at what's.
Right, what's right in front of us.
No, I mean, I have it here, but I didn't have this in an email prior to review that, to see.
I just printed it off this afternoon, but
No,
I haven't.
I get that, but I'm just saying, if I have something that, I don't have anything that jumps out right at this second, because I haven't
Right.
had a chance to.
And I'm going to try to get November's bank rec done this week so that I can put it in the packet for Monday. So you should have, as of November 30th by Monday too.
Okay, I mean, well, we can cut this line by line later, because I'm thinking like just on the $7,000 for Baldwin Park resurfacing, if it didn't get done this summer and spring, it certainly doesn't need done now.
Winter.
Yeah.
But we can address, like, if you guys want more of the line by line stuff later, or we can do it now, whatever you guys wanna do.
Jason,
And if you want me just to take that stuff out real quick, we can take it out and see where we're at. I mean,
The treadmill actually is, it's actually for heavier folks. I mean, we
So
can,
it's like a bariatric style.
yeah, it's actually one of the Woodway heavy duty treadmills. Yeah, I mean, we can hold off on it. We have some patrons who could use a larger treadmill. but they continue to use
Will
the
it
not
cause
larger treadmill.
damage to the other treadmills if we don't have this one?
Yes.
Are there used ones available anywhere that we've looked for?
I think that is actually the price for a used one.
That they're
Um,
playing again or someplace?
Yeah, but, I mean, yes, to answer your question, yes, we'll look at the least expensive option that meets the needs.
And if we, and I mean, this is just, if we have a heavyweight treadmill, do we have a sign that says, if you're over this weight, do not use these other ones? Because, right, I mean, that's what I'm, if you're gonna spend $7,000 for a treadmill because they're tearing the other ones up,
Right.
what are you gonna do to
Yeah,
protect
we're
the
gonna have
other
to explain
ones?
that.
We can definitely label the others as weight.
Oh, wait,
up
let
to-
me know, this is up to
Yeah.
specific max weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that on all the other equipment also.
Right, yeah.
The weight balance.
Order on everything. Let me throw you a curveball real quick, Jason, just because we're talking about equipment and things at the gym. What's our membership number there? Do you ballpark-ish?
That's the bus.
They go in and just use the weights?
Yes, so we have 80, this year we have 85 family memberships and 96 individual memberships.
Okay.
What's our
94
membership fee? I don't remember, I'm sorry.
$30 for a family and $25 for an individual.
Which, I mean, that's a good rate. I mean,
Yeah.
I've checked in the other gyms around here, and,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a nice competitive rate. It's the cheapest that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
I mean, I pay more than that at TR, and I think the other one down the East Center is more expensive.
So you said it's 30 for the family and 25 individual?
Mhm. We had, to date, we've had just over 18,000 check-in.
Wow. That's how
And
that
it's,
works out.
it's 24/7, right?
No.
No, it's not, okay,
5 a.m. to 9 p.m.
okay.
And how many we had check-in, I'm sorry?
Just over 18,000 to date this year.
Does that include all your
That includes all our senior.
basketball games and your
No, that's just,
after-school
That's just the
shows?
gym.
that's just specific to the fitness center.
Just scanning in.
Yeah, well, the fitness center and the gym, anybody who has a membership. So the
So that's
membership,
membership entries.
Yeah.
right. But if you are just coming to watch a basketball game, no check-in. That includes our senior, our silver sneakers and healthtivity folks too.
So is Silver Sneakers part of the,
Yeah, silver sneakers, we have, I don't know the exact numbers on silver sneakers, but we have several silver sneakers users and several healthtivity and several Renew Active folks that through their different insurances that check in for like the senior fitness, senior arthritis class. And those, yeah.
Is that staffed all evening, front desk personnel,
It's until 9.
till 9 at night? Okay.
so ideally each, of course I realize you might have more, so does each family member check in or is it,
Yeah,
I come in with my 4 kids and I swipe once and that's a check-in, or is that 5 check-ins?
5 check-ins.
Okay. Just trying to get an idea of usage, because that would show.
What I anticipate, you know, David brought up a point, you know, going forward, that the Parks Department and the personnel and the board, the Parks Board, are definitely going to be, this next year, trying a lot of new things. Because we really have no other option but to try some things. And Jason's on board with that, and I'm sure the board had some really good suggestions, as did the public the other night. So I just want to express to the Board of Aldermen that, you know, I don't think that you're going to see stagnation or reluctance to try things in the coming year. Just because I think it's going to happen. I think they're going to try some things to try to create revenue, and there might be times when we fail. That something doesn't make money that we thought would make money. Because I'm bound and determined to get a old man co-ed basketball league going for
Are you gonna?
slow, fat old men, but,
Let me know when you get that going.
I know what Jason's talking about, though, I'm sure he's right, because I've been a part of those leagues
There,
in my
you're
prior
gonna
life, there's a
break
lot of
up the
fights.
fights.
There are a lot, trust me, I've been involved in a lot of them in Springfield, when I was a young man. So that might be a liability issue, but we can deal with that when it comes.
To keep the momentum going, do we wanna maybe have a work study towards the end of January, and then that'll kinda keep the momentum of the discussion going?
Yeah, I almost think that I'd like to get the Parks Board together with this board again.
Okay?
I know we've done it, and I know we did it with the planning and zoning about a year or so ago, so that we could develop a comfort with what they're doing, and they could educate us as to what they do. And I'd like to get the Parks Board together with this board and streamline communication, and, you know, it's so hard to make decisions on things based on, you know, an unawareness of what other people are doing. So, you know, no such thing as over communication being a bad thing.
When would you like to have that happen?
Well, as much meetings as we're having, you guys just tell me when, we're gonna make this a full-time job. Paychecks for all my friends.
Volunteer.
Volunteers, more volunteers.
We're all probably starting to disperse out with family things.
Yeah, I mean,
For the
it's,
year.
So,
I would say probably the end of January.
January,
Yeah.
yeah.
Does Monday seem to work, that alternate Monday?
The third Monday conflicts with WCCF for me.
And remember,
Oh, the Willard Children's
Yeah.
Charitable.
you do that every
Foundation.
month?
Every third Monday, sir.
Well, you can tell them you missed that one, or.
I missed one tonight, but she was for the pool, so she was okay with that.
And I think it's important to say, we're not wanting to cut programs, we are wanting to fix the problems so we don't have to
Correct.
cut programs. It got blown into, we want to cut programs, we don't want to cut
That was
programs.
never the discussion. It
Yeah.
was really, what can we do to just
Yeah, we just
streamline
need to,
things
yeah.
And Wes and Jason, tell me this, because I'm not an accountant. But Jason had made a mention the other day about like moving, like the Parks and Rec building, some of the stuff to Public Works budget.
No.
Is that bad?
Literally just coming from the same pot.
Yeah, it's just shuffling money, it doesn't have any change on the outcome. Also, I think I mentioned before, but the COP on the Parks and Rec building and the pool,
It's all tied together.
it's covered by a tax that covers it in full, so it's, where you put it is kind of irrelevant.
Okay.
I would, long-term, like to create a capital improvement fund and just move it all in there just to keep it neat and tidy. And then as we build a capital plan, we can fund it through the capital fund, but, I mean, really, it's a non-event. We collect just enough sales tax to pay the capital debt on the note, so it's a wash. It's not affecting anything, you know, bad or good. If we paid it off tomorrow, we'd have to put that into infrastructure somewhere else, because that's how the sales tax is written, so it's not like it can magically prop up parks once the note's paid. It just has to go on some other capital. Hope that sort of makes sense, but ultimately we gotta stop thinking of the pool and the rec center as being a problematic thing. It's covered. It's a separate issue.
Do we have time right now, and I know this is probably too short notice, do we have time to put any kind of parks tax on the April ballot?
No.
We don't, I didn't think we did.
Very-
No,
I thought it was a little too short.
It'd be kind of like the bond thing. We wanna do some public education and whatnot. If we're
We wanna
thinking
have
sales
time
tax,
to-
you only have a ½ left. That, it means that you're then capped out. It
Okay.
also puts our sales tax at a non-competitive rate. Right now, we're about par.
Okay.
So there's some things that you guys might want to think about before you go that route. You could, I think, consider a dedicated parks tax on ad valorem. I have to check with Holly on that one. But again, it would take some voter education and some discussions. I think the fast and furious route is to focus on growth of revenue, look for some creative solutions. I've suggested things to Jason over the time. I know others have, I know people have spoken out in support, and that may be the easiest route to pursue for now.
I think in the future there'd be, I mean, the chief just, you know, went through this successfully and did a great job of, you know, selling the law enforcement sales tax, and you know, I think that there would be a lot of support in the public at some point in the future.
I feel like there would be,
I do too.
especially when it comes to parks. I know we had talked about it back, early spring? Was that when it was, but we didn't really dive deep. It was very surface level discussion. So-
You said we got a half cent left?
Got a half cent left and then you capped. You can't, there will be no other ways to increase sales tax revenue. You can change them.
Until one of them sunsets, or they both?
Either one of them sunsets or you reallocate, and you'd have to go through, I believe, the voting process again to tell people, hey, you know, let's say we pass the parks one in April and you keep it for 5 years, then you decide, well, really, now we should probably shift that somewhere else. If the public votes no, you continue to have to use that for what it's used for. So there's always a risk
I
when
think
you
Jason said
type
a
it out.
half cent would get us to a good place, but that'd, I guess, be a conversation for another time.
It'll get you to a good place based on the current numbers that are being proposed. If you continue to have escalation in cost, you know.
You're always gonna have that.
The budget transfer for last year, this year was $675,000, which we're falling short of. So if you take a half cent, it might raise, if we had it in place today, it might raise $300,000 for the year if it was, you had a full 12 months of collection. So you're still $300,000 in the hole with the current, this year's budget. So it's not gonna fix all of the problems, I guess is what I'm getting at.
If I remember correctly, I think there's about 800 of a mill tax left to state statute on property tax, so on ad valorem. So there's room there. I think Missouri state statute caps it at 0.2 and we're at 1.0343 or 434 or something like that, 1.0 something. So there is capacity there to increase property tax. But I know not everyone's, I know most people.
Joyce's gonna throw something at me.
I only get the 3%, I don't get the minimum wage differential, so quit raising my taxes, is what I said. I'm voting no on that one.
Alright, we're not there yet, darn it.
At the
It was
polls, as well as
just
here.
discussion.
I only get the 3%, what do you get, Casey? You
I
get the,
don't always even get that.
I-
Sometimes it's 2%, and that's if
It's
I'm
literally-
so
listening.
quit taking
and
it
I
out.
am an
excellent, and I am an excellent employee, by the way.
But my
company
boss
doesn't
does not
always
do
give
her
raises.
job without me, was my review this last week, so.
And still only got 3%.
Who are you gonna use that?
It's max.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of questions here, just real brief looking, and again, minute. I mean, you know, we're looking at pennies. On the convenience fee for general, so we show that we're up like 10 grand on that over what was budgeted. But with your new switch over on software, if that is approved, and I think we approved it before we knew we were belly down.
I don't know if it's been approved, has it?
I thought we did.
Yeah, we did, and I think we did.
I don't think-
Okay.
I don't
No.
know.
But
It's been discussed and then,
It's included, I noticed on the back.
yeah.
I think she included it, but I don't think we've approved it.
So
So,
it's under miscellaneous,
but I mean, it's just, I'm just looking at the revenue side of it, so like, I'm just saying, between convenience fee for water and sewer and for general, I mean, that's 30,000 higher than what was anticipated with the original budget. If we are going to reduce those fees, I'm just, off the top of my head, that's $30,000 less we get to spend next year if we're gonna reduce that, right? Because we won't have those fees going out. Is that just a wash?
Most of that's a wash, I think, as I understand it, was
comes
some,
in and goes
some of those
right
fees
out.
are bank related.
And November hasn't been closed yet, so the 10,000 for November's fees is still sitting in here that has to be
Paid out.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm just, I'm just think it's a wash and, but yet I'm seeing a variance and I'm like, oh, we just need to make sure that we reduce that
Yep,
in
Yeah, that-
revenue and expenditures hopefully.
That should be a wash, because if we
Okay.
get that convenience fee down, then
yeah,
obviously the
I
amount we
just
pay
haven't
out.
done my bank rec yet for November, so.
No, you're fine, like I
Yeah.
say, I'm just briefly going through.
Is that fee cheaper than what Tyler's, the new, if we did get the new software? There's a lot of people complaining that there's
I
a,
think it's even 3% on
The
that one.
new software would do 3%.
versus the 6.6 or whatever.
And we have the freedom that if we want to change, it would be a third party, like we're gonna interface with our bank, but if we found someone else who had a lower, as long as we can get them to integrate with BSNA, it'll work. But Tyler, you can't change or,
Yeah.
We're locked in.
yeah. Well, it's more like they won't give you support, so if something goes wrong, we can't switch out of global payment and use our own bank or whatever. So
Yeah.
you're actually paying 3% to Tyler and 3% to global payments.
The other thing that's important with it is the real-time payment processing, because if someone pays the utility bill online at 3 o'clock and they're heading out to shut off at 3:30, we need to know that they paid, or we're getting somebody very upset. So we gotta have the real time. The BSNA does incorporate all that, so
Mhm.
we do get the processing that we need at a price that isn't ridiculous. We all know it's ridiculous.
So, and again, I know this isn't, with Tyler, are we going to experience a buyout of a contract term?
No,
Okay, I just wasn't sure if that was costing us as well.
no, we have to give them 9 months, which would be January. We have to give them a 9-month that we're leaving them. We
Okay,
have to tell them. And the time clocks, they said, will work with BSNA. So that was the one we thought we were under contract with, was the time clocks, and they will integrate in.
And as I recall, he said they used to recommend the time clocks. that
Yeah,
we
they
use.
used to be partnered with them, so they know it very, very well.
Okay.
And there's also, I was telling Wes today, their budgeting software,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
Mike and Jason and everybody will go in and do their own budgeting. Like they'll put their own numbers in and then they send it in for approval. Then Wes will look at it and he'll either approve it or say, here, go fix this. This is too high. So it's more, they have more control over how they want to spend their money. And then it has to be approved by Wes and then I have to go through and make sure it goes into BSNA. But it just seems like a really cool process because that gives them more control over which accounts they know they spent more or less in. And instead of me having a million meetings with every department head and going through it with them on paper or like this, they have more, they just log in and do it.
I like that it'll save me a couple of hours every month, putting the transparency data together.
And there's electronic
Spreadsheets
approval.
are-
You and I signed approvals for checks, purchase orders, and now we'll just go into the computer and be able to that'll save us a lot of time, so.
It creates some efficiencies,
Yep.
that's for sure.
And I want it so bad, because I can't stay Tyler.
Tell us how you really feel.
I freaking hate Tyler, but, you know.
And you said January we can be done with Tyler?
No.
We did
No.
give notice, or we have
We
not
have to
yet?
give notice. We have to keep Tyler till they get BSNA built for us.
Okay.
It would be about 9 months or a year. So we're gonna pay Tyler for 2026, and BSNA, the whole program was 150, we have to pay 69,000.
Is that the Flynn Brothers doing that?
Do what?
Who's building that BSA?
No, that's not the Flynn's.
That's, okay, something else?
Okay. That was the general contract.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's more of a third-party credit card processor.
Yes.
So, yeah,
His brother,
right,
yeah.
Okay, different program.
yeah.
We're looking at beta
Mm-hmm.
with the Flynn's, but that's still ways out.
It's kind of more like helping them from what I
Right.
understand, giving them, letting them try what they want to do. But we would stay with BSNA, yeah.
So was planning and development revenue way overstated, or did we?
Yeah, so planning and development, the revenue for planning and development would have been very good if I would have understood that we only get 9% of what came in. It's split between all departments and we only get very little of it. So yeah, that's been corrected in this budget year, but last budget year we overstated revenue.
And there's been a lot of aspects that we found overstated revenue. Jason found one this morning and pointed it out to me, and I'm like, that's way overstated, because that's not what you're getting.
So if you, I mean, if you were to multiply the, the building and zoning permits that the building department had, we would have exceeded revenue by far, except it gets split up to other departments, it doesn't go.
You told us you wanted it to do that. You wanted to give parks money, and you wanted to do that.
So yes, we have corrected that in this.
Some of those ones, but the assumptions on the back end weren't quite calculated correctly.
Correct.
I mean, I would go through all 12 pages, y'all don't need to wait for me.
I was gonna
I will
say,
quit.
I'm expecting more
You know how to
questions.
reach us.
You have my email, you know we will answer whenever you
Yeah.
send them,
Understand
so.
the story, do we feel that we've looked pretty deep and we can approve this and have another study? Take out
I mean,
the
we
ball
don't
field
vote
and-
tonight anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
it's
not
just,
for a
what,
vote tonight.
what do you have questions on? And I mean,
The-
I would like to see the current with a 2 to 3 year comparison of actuals, which, I mean, I think you sent it to me before, but
We can
with
put it in
the
the
current,
current document.
with the current
Yeah.
figures of where you're at now,
Yep.
just so that way you can see hopefully.
Can
I
I
mean-
send it to you for the weekend, because I need to do that before I can.
As long as I have it before the next board meeting,
Okay.
hopefully by
Send it to me
Friday.
tomorrow.
Huh?
Will you send it to me?
Yep, I will,
Cause I'm like, yeah, I'm just wondering the last.
but I'm gonna get the paperwork
Oh,
done
yeah,
this week,
totally.
so.
Looking
If I get it done this week,
I'm
then I
gonna,
can send it out
I'm gonna,
Friday.
I have it at work,
Yeah,
but I have to make
if I
it
just have some talk about that.
Yeah.
Jeremy, did you have something on it?
I would just agree with taking out the ball field resurfacing in the parking lot.
If you can recoup the ball field with ball field fees.
If you can.
Then,
It's
okay,
only,
then
what
do
was it,
it.
7,000?
Yes.
I mean, we did a resurface on a soccer field or a ball field or something since I've been on the board, because that was one of the things I said needed to be counted.
Not this year, but the previous,
It needs to be counted as part of the cost of the ball program.
yes. If they can recoup it, leave it, but if you can't, we need to look at it.
Yeah.
Because again, it doesn't need it in the wintertime. It won't need it until spring practice
Yeah.
starts, right?
Like April?
But again, if you can't recoup, if you can't increase fees to recoup it, then that doesn't, that
And how
program
bad is
doesn't
it?
pay for
Is it
itself.
pretty tore up?
It has drainage issues, so it's not torn up, but it doesn't drain, so it just prevents games.
Would we need some drain tile down there, just to backhoe and excavate, put some tile and gravel?
It
and-
kind of sits in a bit of a bowl, so it's high around the infield, the edge, and the fence on the south, what is that, east, west, north side? Whether it's on a weird grid, but it's, there at the backstop, first base, third base line,
The one
field
that
on the upper field.
water.
yeah.
Is this something we can talk about later on having some volunteer like we did for the park on
It
fixing
is,
the concrete?
it is something we could definitely talk about.
Because I know some retired heavy equipment operators that would volunteer to do that.
Yeah, it's definitely something we could talk about.
So retired.
Not so retired.
Semi-retired.
Okay,
Yeah.
that would help with the drainage issue and bringing down some of that cost. Okay, and you just have materials?
We don't have any, play infield mix, so we have to outsource that from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's the pricing.
But as far as obviously we don't have the equipment to laser grade anything, but and that's where a lot of the cost, I
I
think.
bet we can work out some rentals with people that we know.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll discuss all that later. I'm good with that.
something, this, goes along with what we're talking about. I've been looking at some old ordinances and bylaws for the Parks Department, the Parks Board, I should say. So that's something that we're gonna really work on streamlining, and what I would like to see personally is that we start getting something in writing with an actual plan. Because it seems, I just feel like everything right now is just kind of overly nebulous and confusing and where to go. So we're gonna work on getting together with the Parks Board and Parks Department and us and coming up with hopefully a clear plan of this is how things are gonna be presented to this board, this is our plan, this is A, this is contingency B, contingency C, and this board can decide what plan is gonna go with. But I would like to see the Parks Board create that plan, because that's one of its duties. So I think we're just gonna work on getting a more streamlined system together, and I think we'll add clarity, and we can go from there. That's for future discussions down the road.
Sounds great.
Anybody want to tell me what movie that's from? Where did it go? Top Gun. Never mind. Just working on. Rebecca, you knew.
My brain's not functioning on movie quotes right now.
So are we squared away for this evening as far as what we need to move forward or not?
I like
In regards to the budget?
Right.
Yes, I feel like we are.
I believe we are, I mean,
Carol? Joyce, gonna get you what you need and... All right. Wes, is there anything else?
That's it.
All right. Guy, you need the gavel?
Gavel it.
Adjourn the meeting.
I think we need a motion.
Oh, motion to adjourn.
We do? For a
Oh,
work study?
I think Holly will want one.
Yeah, why not? I don't want her.
She did last time.
I'll make a
She did.
motion, we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
I have a first and a second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Good night.